I spent months building a business in secret because I was too afraid to let my job know what I was doing. That was a mistake that I will not make twice. And if you're doing the same thing right now, this video is for you. In this video, I'm walking you through 5 signs that it's time for you to leave your 9-to-5. Not Sunday, not when you feel like the timing is finally cooperating, not when you've saved enough, planned enough, or even convinced yourself enough. I'm talking about the signs that are already showing up in your everyday life that you might be explaining away as stress, burnout, or just needing a vacation. Stay till the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing something that can take you from I think I need to leave to I have a complete offer and I'm ready to sell it. And I mean that literally. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been rocking with me for a while, welcome back. My name is Nick Scott and I help women use their existing skills to build sustainable coaching businesses on the side while working 9-to-5 and without burnout, and building a business that fits with your life, not the other way around. Now I want to be very clear about something before we get into these 5 signs. This is not a quit your job tomorrow, burn it all down to the ground video. I built my business as you see it today while I was still employed. So I know what it looks like to build a business on the side when it is coupled with a full-time life. And I also know what it looks like to realize sometimes before the choice is even yours to make that the season of playing it safe has passed. So whether you're curious or whether you're on the edge or whether something has already shifted inside for you and you're still trying to work out what comes next, these 5 signs are going to give you some clarity. Sign number 1, your skills have officially outgrown what your job title defines. And this one right here is quiet. It doesn't come with a big announcement or a formal review. It sneaks in as that slow, persistent feeling that you're consistently operating beyond your current role. You're solving problems that were never, ever in your original job description. You're the person that your colleagues come to when they feel stuck. You're running the meeting that nobody else knows how to lead. You're mentoring people who are above you on paper. You're carrying institutional knowledge that the entire team depends on you for. And yet your compensation hasn't moved to accommodate any of that. And here's the thing about all that. Most women assume that they're underpaid because their employer doesn't appreciate them. And that might be true, but there's another possibility that just doesn't get talked about enough. Sometimes you're underpaid because the role itself was never built for the level of skills that you've grown into. Your job was designed for a version of you that no longer exists. The structure around you simply cannot keep up with who you've become professionally. And instead of that being a failure, I want you to look at that as information. It's data about where you are versus where the ceiling is. The uncomfortable truth is that most professional women have been so focused on excelling inside of a system that never stopped to ask them whether or not the system was designed to reward them fairly. Excelling at your job and being compensated for your value are 2 completely different things. And you can be exceptional at one while being significantly shortchanged at the other. Your skills do not belong to your employer. Your skills belong to you and you can take them with you. Think about the last time someone came to you with a problem in your area of expertise and then they walked away with a solution. Did they thank you? Did they say something like,
you know what? You should really charge for this.
Did they laugh it off like it was nothing? Let me tell you something. It was not nothing. What you gave them in that moment, it was coaching. You just didn't call it that and you didn't charge for it. So the question isn't whether or not you're skilled enough to help other people, because you've already answered that question a million times over. The question is whether or not you're willing to let the value that you bring every single week live somewhere that actually compensates you for it. When your skills outgrow your title, your pay, and your sense of purpose inside of a role, that is sign number 1. Sign Sign number 2, you keep solving other people's problems and nobody's paying you for it. And I'm not just talking about at your job. I'm talking about the text messages you get from people in your network who need your perspective on a decision they're facing. The calls from former colleagues who want to run something by you before they move forward. The conversations where someone comes in confused, but they leave equipped, and you leave the interaction feeling a little drained. This is a problem that I see in almost every single professional woman who's at the edge of leaving her 9 to 5. She's already doing the work of a coach. She's already guiding people through decisions. She's sharing hard-won knowledge that took her years to develop. She's helping people get unstuck in ways that would take them months to figure out on their own. She's been doing this for years, and she's convinced herself it's not a business because it doesn't feel formal enough or structured enough or official enough. But how about you think about it like this? If the people who come to you with questions even paid you $150 per conversation, how would your financial picture look right now? I know. I see you doing the math because the demand is already there and the knowledge is already there. The only thing missing is the structure to make it an official offer. You are not too qualified to charge. You are too qualified to keep giving it away for free. The reason why most professional women continue to give their skills away for free is not because they don't know their worth. It's because nobody has ever told them that what they do naturally is actually a sellable service. The education, the career, the years of experience, all of it has always been pointed toward being a great employee. Nobody has ever pointed it toward being a business owner. And that right there, that is the gap that her income edit has been built to close. Now, if you're watching this and you're wondering,
I don't even know what I would coach on.
I made something specifically for that. It's a free guide with 101 coaching ideas for professional women. It covers more ground than you would expect, and it's a great starting point for seeing just how many directions your skills can go. The link for 101 coaching ideas is down in the description. Here's the thing. When you're consistently the most resourceful person in the room and your bank account has no idea, that is sign number 2. Sign number 3. You've been almost ready to launch or build something longer than you can even count. And if someone asks you about it, you have a very reasonable answer for why it's not the right time.
I'm going to start when things slow down at work. I'm going to start when I have a little bit more in my savings account. I'm going to start when I have a clearer picture of what this is going to look like.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not dismissing those reasons because they're real, but they're also permanent. There will always be something that is chasing and pulling your time and energy. There will always be a more convenient future version of your circumstances that you will be able to point to. And that waiting, it has a cost that honestly, we can't even really calculate. And it's not just the months or the years that you're not building. It's the weight of carrying something that you really want, but you're continuously deferring it. It's the slow erosion of your own confidence every time you tell yourself it's not time yet, and then you watch another month on the calendar move away. It's the quiet frustration you might feel when you see other women building something who aren't more qualified than you while you're still stuck in the preparation phase. Readiness is not something that arrives. Readiness is something you decide. The women I've watched building coaching businesses on the side while working full time didn't start because everything was aligned. They started because they got tired of the weight of waiting. They built in the margin. They built imperfectly and kept going anyway. They figured out the details in motion and not in theory, because forward motion builds clarity in a way that planning simply cannot. Let me tell you a pro tip. The perfect time to start is not coming. It's permission. When almost ready has been your honest answer for longer than you can justify, that is sign number 3. And if you're at that point right now, I want to offer you something concrete. It's a 5-day email course that walks you through the exact foundations of building your coaching business. It's structured, it's actionable, and it's designed for professional women who are serious about the next step, but they want a clear process process to follow instead of more open-ended thinking. The link for the 5-day email course is down in the description. Keep watching though, because sign number 4 is a little bit more personal. It's something I lived through very recently, and it might be the most important one in this video. Sign number 4. You've been building something on the side. Maybe it's a coaching concept that you keep refining in your head. Maybe it's a brand you've been quietly putting together. Maybe it's content you've been creating but not fully publishing. Whatever it is, you've been doing it in the background. And by background, I mean invisible. I want to share something with you that happened to me personally very recently as of the recording of this video. On March 4th, 2026, I was laid off from my position. And what stayed with me after that initial processing, it wasn't anger, it was clarity. Because I had to take an honest look at what was happening in my life leading up to that day. Since August 2025, I had been building Her Income Edit. That's literally 7 months before I got laid off. I was creating content, I was developing offers, I was doing the work, but I was doing it quietly, almost secretly. I was managing my visibility. I was making sure that I didn't create any perception of a conflict of interest at work. I told myself it was strategy. I told myself I was being smart and professional. But what I was doing was making myself small to protect something that ultimately didn't protect me. I was shrinking my own business to preserve a role that was taken from me regardless. And when I tell you the clarity that came from that realization was immediate, that is exactly what I mean. I was prioritizing a job that could disappear at any moment over a business that I was building to last. I will never do that again. I share this because I know this pattern isn't only mine. You might be doing it right now. You have something that you're super proud of. You have an idea, a brand, maybe even some early traction, but you're keeping it quiet because you're afraid of what your job might think. You're worried about what your colleagues might say. You're concerned about what it might cost you at a job you're not even sure you want to keep. Here's what I learned the hard way. Your job is not your security. Your job is an agreement. And unless you wrote the agreement, agreements typically end on somebody else's timeline, not yours. Your business is the thing that can grow with you through any disruption. Your business doesn't have a layoff clause. When you're actively hiding the thing you've been building because you're trying to protect something else, that's sign number 4. It's a signal not as a failure, not as something you should be ashamed of. It's a signal that your business is ready for you to stop apologizing for it and start fully showing up for it. Sign number 5. You've had a moment or several where you realized your job is not as stable as you've been treating it. Maybe that was a layoff, yours or someone else's that was close enough to shake you. Maybe it was a reorg that shifted everything without your input. Maybe it was being passed over for something that you genuinely earned. Maybe it's just the quiet, persistent awareness that your entire financial safety rests on one decision in one organization that you don't control. We spend way too much time protecting income that we just do not own. We over-deliver to seem indispensable. We make ourselves available beyond every reasonable boundary. We stay quiet about things that matter because we don't want to seem difficult. And the stability we thought we were protecting, it still shifts. Your 9 to 5 was never designed to be security. It has always been borrowed stability with someone else holding the terms. Security is not a salary from somebody else's budget. Security is a skill set that travels with you every single place you go. Security is the client relationship you build. Security is an offer that can generate income whether or not you have a card to badge into a building. Security is something you build on your own terms. And the most powerful shift I see in women who transition into this is not a shift in their skill set. It's the shift in where they place their trust. They stop trusting the system to take care of them and start trusting themselves to build something that can. This is not a leap of faith. This is a return to the skills you've always had. When you start to see your job for exactly what it is, a temporary agreement rather than a permanent foundation, that is sign number 5. So, those are the 5 signs. Your skills have outgrown your job title. You keep solving problems for free. You've been almost ready for far too long. Number 4, you've been building something and hiding it. And number 5, you realize the thing you've been protecting was never as permanent as you believed. If even one of those signs sounds like you right now, I want you to take one clear step today. I created something. It's called 2K in 2 hours. It's a 20-minute video training, 5 complete coaching templates, a pricing and packaging guide, and word-for-word scripts for DMs, discovery calls, and handling price objections. When you enroll, you'll get the exact framework to build your $2,000 coaching offer within 2 focused hours of work. You'll build your offer not in a month when things slow down, not when you feel more ready. 2K in 2 hours is designed to build your coaching offer today. The link is in the description because the sign you've been waiting for, you just watched it. Now go build something you own. All right, y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share this video with a friend who needs it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.